showed the respect that was due. And you just have to hold your own. No, I am a strong woman and I'm asking these questions and we're going to get this conversation done.
I'm so glad you said that, because I don't know if you all caught the debate, our elections quite a few years ago now, and Tammi was the moderator, and oh my gosh, she was not letting any of her questions go unanswered by the gentleman on the panel. I remember McKeeba Bush was on one side of you. I can't remember who was on the side, because it seemed like it was something going back and forth between the two of you where you were trying to ask him a question and he wasn't answering it. And Tammi said, no. I was just like, wow. It was an amazing moment. I just totally connected with you on that. And as you're bringing up these points about how women are able to bring out that emotional aspect of conversations, that is the beauty, and how we can get out so many messages just because of that simple fact.
And I do also want to say in particular with, the politicians of the day here in the Cayman Islands, I've worked with them for so many years. So they know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
And they know I will always be fair and I will always be respectful, but we need to answer the questions. And so we have a rapport.
Yes.
Myself with, I would say, each and every one of them. And they get it now. And I think there's been an education process that all of us have underwent.
Because there's an assumption immediately as a woman walking into an industry that's male dominated. And I think you're the only female, obviously, among all these men during this debate that time. So that's amazing. And that's what it takes. Like you said, being a strong woman, knowing what you want and where you're positioned and what part you play in your particular industries.
And being respectful.
Yes.
I do want to emphasize that point. And
yes.
so they know that. And they know that my only goal is to be fair and to be balanced.
Of course.
So they know what they're getting with me.
Yes.
Right? So there's a trust factor.
Yes.
A balancing act, not just within the work that I'm doing, but with them as well.
Yes.
It takes two hands to clap. So as I said, there was an education process that we all underwent for us to get to where we are now in that relationship. It's one that I'm proud of, to be honest, because it opens the doors for those who come after me to be able to have those conversations with the up and coming politicians, so that they too know what to expect. At the end of the day, they are accountable to the people of the Cayman Islands, and so these questions need to be asked. The conversations need to be had in the interest of the people who have put them in those positions. So, it's just beneficial all around the way I look at it.
I love the way that you do keep bringing back that point about the respect, the hard work ethic. All of that is a part of being a strong, independent woman. I think a lot of times when we talk about women empowerment, there are lots of small things that aren't said, and you're saying them so beautifully, and it really is what we definitely represent here at Girl Talk Cayman. And even including what you said about the men, because we're not a male bashing organization.
No.
It's never been about that. In fact, we consider doing co-ed events in the future. Maybe. We like to keep you guys guessing sometimes, but the fact that, again, that's very important. What they have to say adds so much, just like what we have to say adds so much. And I think it lends to each other. So I just love that you keep reiterating the respect. Being a strong, independent woman, this is what it takes. Actually respecting everyone, not just women, but men as well, working hard and knowing what you want, figuring it out.
Exactly.
Eventually or sooner or later, those things would definitely, I think, contribute to a successful woman.
As long as you are well-intentioned, that will always come out.
Right.
I firmly believe that. As long as there's no malintent, then there's nothing for anyone to be distrustful of or offended or anything like that. So it's, and it comes back to the camera too, quite honestly. I always tell my team and any new people who might walk through the door and who are on the path to journalism, the camera does not lie.
But no,
it does not lie. It can see through you because your eyes are a window to your soul.
Yes.
So you have to be genuine in your comportment, in your thinking. If it's about your ego, I tell them all the time for you to go.
Absolutely.
Time for you to go. It can never be about your ego. I am merely a vehicle through which information is passed through to bring to the viewers. Mm-hmm. That is my role. The day it becomes about me is the day that I have to stop doing what I'm doing, because it's not about the viewers anymore.
Absolutely.
And the camera knows. The camera picks it up.
Well, that's why you're so successful in what you do, because that definitely comes across, and it's so easy to connect with you. Again, this is the first time I'm having an opportunity to sit down face to face and have Girl Talk with Tammi Sulliman today, but the same connection that I've observed on TV or online, I'm getting right here. So it goes to say that what you're saying is the absolute truth. And I think that's the other, again, you're talking about the emotional intelligence. That's definitely another element that women can definitely step into their power and really embody and bring forth. And again, get so many issues out that maybe, again, men are communicators. Maybe sometimes we overtalk. I look at this as well and don't give them an opportunity to say things they need to say. But we're so good at communicating and we love to do it and it's very natural for us. But definitely a strength. And honestly, one of my last questions was for your advice for young women watching this today, or any woman, honestly. Again, the platform is for any woman of any age. But I think we've kind of covered it, but you can just synopsis it for us. What advice you would give to young women today?
Well, we talk about communicating, and as much a part of that is us having the conversation and speaking the words, a lot of that is listening.
Yeah.
I need to listen so that I can internalize what's being said, so then I can have a fruitful conversation with you or get the information out to the people.
Right.
So a huge part of the communication process is listening. So to that end, in terms of advice, listen.
Yes.
Listen. Think before you speak. Again, to underscore the importance of hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You don't achieve where you want to be in life without putting in the blood, sweat, and tears. Having said that, try and achieve the balance between work and personal life. At the end of the day, family first, and it's taken me quite a while, and I don't think I've quite gotten it yet, but to get that healthy balance. Mm-hmm. I mentioned my daughter earlier. She's, as I said, at 14. My time with her as a child is limited now. And I need to make sure that she's getting the best from me so that she in turn can be a productive contributor to the Cayman Island society. That is my legacy. My daughter is my legacy. After my daughter, the people the team that I and the team that we train, that is our other legacy. Mm-hmm. And ensuring that proper journalism, trained journalists are being produced is important. So in terms of advice, journalism might not be your path, but whatever your path is, hard work, achieve the balance. And I do also want to say this, but if you're asked in your career to do more than you had not previously done, sometimes our first inclination is to say, I'm not getting paid to do that, or that's not in my scope of work or whatever. Think for a second about what's being asked of you, because it might set you up for success. You might be adding on a skill that you didn't have before, that not only is beneficial to you, but beneficial to the product, beneficial to the company. Yes. And to use myself as an example, when I started, I was a reporter.
Right. I
wasn't a photographer. And in 2010, somewhere around there, we were told as reporters, you're going to have to pick up the camera now. And so I went from just being a reporter to a reporter and a photographer. I had to shoot my own stories. Not only did I have to interview you, I had to film you, which meant my brain was split in two. Mm. I'm here having the conversation with you, but I'm also checking the technical aspects of the camera. Are you in focus? Is the light there properly? Did the shadow just come over you? Did you just move out of frame? Is your mic on properly? Is something wrong with the audio? All of that is happening in my head at the same time while having a deep conversation with you, whether it be about politics, social issues, whatever. It made me better at what I do.
Of course.
I say hand over heart, I balked at the idea, I was scared, I was nervous, but it made me better.
Absolutely.
I was a journalist and I became a photographer. I was already editing my own packages, and all of us, packages are stories, contain stories, and all of us at Cayman 27, we're all called to do that. Mm-hmm. So we are effectively one man/woman bands. I say all that to say, just consider long and hard what's being asked of you by your employer and think of how it could impact you positively.
Think of it as opportunities.
It's an opportunity for you to upskill yourself. And I'm so grateful now that I know how to do that.
Well, that's an amazing, oh my gosh, what an amazing story, amazing time sitting here with you today, Tammi. I'd like to give you an opportunity to say any last few, thoughts or anything to the Girl Talk Came In audience. I mean, you've said things so beautifully. Honestly, I think people do, if they haven't loved you before, they definitely love you now.
Thank you, that's very kind. No, just to say thank you for having me here. I would encourage people to keep abreast as to what's happening in the community. At the end of the day, nothing happens in isolation. I always say this. We are impacted by our fellow man, fellow woman, as the case may be. We need to know what's happening in our community. So watch the news, read the news, and I wish you luck in this program. Thanks for having me on it. I feel honored that I'm the first person to be interviewed in this format, and I wish you every success. And the more stories we get out there like this to show that as women, we have our role. We are very important, along with our fellow men. We make things happen.
Absolutely. And the whole Women Supporting Women mission behind it. It has been phenomenal sitting here with you today. And it's such an honor for our very first guest of Business Babe of the Month here at Girl Talk Came In. Thank you again so much for joining us. And we're going to do this once a month, and we will have another local female within our community who's at the top of her game. And again, thank you to Tammi Sulliman for coming in today and joining us. Until next time, this is Gina Williams, and we'll talk to you really soon. Bye.